Repasting your Alienware 13 is not too terribly difficult of a job. This laptop is built like a tank, but fortunately it does not have that inner skeletal system, so once we remove the bottom plate as well as the bottom panel, getting access to the cooler is no more than probably 5 to 6 minutes of a job. Now this particular model features the i7-7700HQ and the GTX 1060. This is a pretty straightforward job. Unplug your battery, remove your memory, your storage, and your Wi-Fi card, and then from there, just remove all of the screws. They will all be the same size for the most part, and they are labeled for your convenience. Don't forget the 2 little screws on the back panel, and then the actual little panel there itself is only held on with clips. Again, very simple to tear down. Once all of the necessary screws have been removed, it's just a matter of that bottom housing to be pried away. That part should probably take you about a minute, maybe 2 minutes at the most. So one of the more frustrating aspects to this particular laptop is the core temperature differential. You may have one core that runs incredibly cool while the other 3 run incredibly hot, or vice versa. And the tri-screw mounting solution over the CPU is partly to blame. The heatsink itself also does not mate all that well to the CPU, as well as a lot of CPU dies are not perfectly flat compared to the GPU die, as you can see here. This is actually more common than you think, but nonetheless, it does add a great layer of difficulty when trying to get better core temperature consistency on a laptop like this. Some people have had a little bit more luck applying liquid metal to get better core temperature balance. I didn't have that much luck, so you're not going to see that here today. Per usual, using isopropyl alcohol, removing all the thermal paste with paper towels, microfiber cloths, coffee filters, whatever you can do to not leave any sort of oily residue or fuzz behind. Make sure it is squeaky clean. Apply the new paste and reassemble. The CPU is on your left-hand side. There's 2 screws that will hold it down on the top and 1 screw on the bottom, looking at it from the view that we see here. It is the bottom single screw, screw number 2, that seems to be the culprit. You know, some have bent this post a little bit to apply more pressure. Others have done this and didn't have much luck, but honestly, between this and just how convex the die is, as well as the overall fitment of the heatsink, is really the culmination as to why we are getting some strange CPU core temperature differentials. And it's really unfortunate. As an enthusiast myself, seeing that difference all the time when I'm monitoring my hardware honestly drives me nuts. But the repaste in general did drop the overall temperatures down about 10 degrees Celsius, which is great, but just seeing that differential drove me nuts. Those that have experience with laptops like this from Dell know exactly what I mean. After this reassembly is very simple, very straightforward. You should have no issues here whatsoever. I wish I could show you guys some results, but right now this laptop is not on hand. Hopefully this little teardown was helpful to you, and that's going to do it for now. Thanks a lot.